Target locked. Viper 1-1 on approach. Multiple targets sighted. Raining fire.
So that trailer was awesome, wasn't it? I really, really liked the music. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get copyrighted for it. But that's what the trailer does. It makes you get excited and hyped for Call of Duty. But regardless, hi everybody. So I watched all the Call of Duty Modern Warfare multiplayer reveal. Let me just say the game looks okay. It looks very Call of Duty-like. If you expected some dramatic shift in gameplay or looks, you're going to be sorely disappointed. The game basically looks like Ghost 2, which isn't an issue for me. I was in the minority who actually liked Ghost at the time. You know, everybody's kind of gone back and been like, Ghost was good. Ghost was actually good. We were wrong. But there were a few things that looked pretty cool, like the tank kill streak. You know, I'm interested in as a Battlefield player. That looks pretty cool. The Juggernaut that has music playing is pretty cool. You know, he's got the music in his helmet. And apparently they said it's 3D audio, so if you're around him, you'll hear it, as if somebody was listening to headphones. The new compass replaces the minimap as a way to see where enemy fire is, though. Like, I heard a lot of complaining about it, that you can't chase red dots, like I think it was Exclusive Ace said. But if you look up there on top of the gameplay of the 20v20, then there is still red dots where people are firing. So, I don't know. It's going to take some getting used to, but I can deal with it. You do get a UAV, though. If you get a UAV, you get your minimap, which you see right there, it just popped up. It's fully rendered, so I don't know why they wouldn't just leave it in there. But I guess we'll see. And now, I just one thing I really, really do like is I like how the scopes don't zoom in your whole screen like they used to. Like, if you watch the gameplay and you find, I don't know who this was. I just pulled it straight off YouTube. But when they use an optic, the only inside the optic will be zoomed in, kind of like it was in real life. And that's been something I've been waiting on for so long. Like, PUBG does it. A couple PC games do it. I don't think Battlefield does it. But regardless, the game does look better, but nothing jaw-dropping from this reveal. Like, I don't know if it was just YouTube's compression or I was watching a live stream, but it doesn't look... I mean, it looks like Call of Duty, just with some touch-up like they do every year. And it's important to note that the new engine you keep hearing them talking about isn't a new engine. It's just tweaks and fixes like they do every single year. The only difference now is it's more of a drastic tweak. But just don't be fooled by them saying new engine, because it's not a new engine. And it's important to note that when they showed off the Gunsmith, every attachment had some pros and cons. So I imagine that they might not be in supply drops considering there are actual gameplay changes associated with them. Then again, it's Activision. So you can take that with a grain of salt considering they got weapons locked behind loot boxes. So I don't know, attachments that might be locked behind loot boxes. The next step. No season pass, but they got to supplement that microtransaction money somewhere else. The lost revenue that comes from no season pass is going to be supplemented somewhere else, which means microtransactions are probably going to get worse than you see in BO4, which I never thought was possible, but hey, what can you do? At least the base attachments are going to be available, which means that like your foregrip may be available in the actual Gunsmith, but your foregrip with, let's say, some fucking medical tape over it, is going to be a variant for a supply drop. which, whatever, I guess. Nothing too bad, but microtransactions are shit, so... I imagine there will be variants locked behind supply drops, like I said, but we will have to wait and see on that. You know, and throughout this entire reveal, I don't know if you guys watched it or not, but they kept talking about the Dark Edition. Go pre-order the Dark Edition. You'll get these fucking ugly-ass goggles. These ugly-ass night vision goggles. You'll get only $200. Which $200 was the leaked price, but they haven't really said anything because nobody's going to buy fucking night vision goggles $200 in a steel book. Regardless, it's whatever. Operators are back. Yeah, operators are, well, they're called operators, but it's basically just cosmetic. Instead of getting to create your own guy, which I wish they do, they'd go back to Advanced Warfare or Ghosts, where you could create your own operator and kind of be your own guy. That'd be cool. But you got like named operators that are cosmetic only. And they basically just affect how you look, and you can change them up and everything else, but you got to pick for each side because there's two sides, a coalition and the allegiance. But it is important to note that we didn't get to see much customization in the gameplay reveal. So you do have like pseudo specialist abilities. Like I think tactical insertion was one. You know, stopping power bullets from a clip or whatever was one. Magazine, sorry. You know, a drone for one. An ammo box. So it's kind of like pseudo specialist stuff, but not as, you know, weapons overpowered as they're on BO4. So, jumping right into they showed off the 6v6, the 10v10, and the 20v20, and I want to talk a little bit about those. Excuse me. So, the 6v6 looked like Call of Duty, you know, nothing too special there. It looks like BO4's 5v5, just a little bit, you know, with an extra guy like they used to do. There's no mini-map unless you get a UAV, which confuses me, you know, if they already have it fully rendered, already cover that. The map looks large, like very Call of Duty Ghost is, you know, very Call of Duty Ghost-esque. Like, they're larger maps, which I like, but I know that's not for everybody, so... But do your research, see if you like them. And honestly, the whole game looks like Ghost 2. If I was a betting man, I'd say that they started making Ghost 2, then Activision made them change it. That's what I'd bet on. I mean, if you watch the gameplay, it looks very Ghost-ish, you know? It looks like Call of Duty Ghost. Which, I wish they'd just continue the fucking campaign from that, because they gotta figure out what happened to Logan. Which fun, stepping on a little tangent here, the fun fact about that is my name is actually Logan, so getting to play through that was pretty immersive, even though the dude didn't fucking talk. Which, alright, moving into the 10v10, it kept crashing. Surprise, surprise. How's that brand new engine working out there, Call of Duty? After a couple crashes, they ended up skipping the 10v10 and went straight into the 20v20. So, you know, they got to play a little bit of the 10v10, and it looked like Call of Duty with some extra people on some little bit larger maps. Well, the maps were pretty much the same from the 6v6, but, I mean, it looked alright. Excuse me, it looked very Call of Duty-ish. So, scooting right into the 20v20, there are vehicles in 20v20. I think there's only the ATVs in the 20v20. Which, sure, you know, they look like they play very, very Blackout-ish. You know, if you played Blackout, you've drove on 20v... Excuse me. Gosh damn it. You've played Blackout, you've played the ATVs. So, you know, that's pretty much the same feel. The whole gameplay has felt very Battlefield-like in the 20v20, but this is where it really shows. Imagine a smaller scale Conquest match, and you've pretty much summed up the 20v20 mode. There is a mini-map in this mode, which, actually, I was wrong on that. So I guess they had UAVs up when I was watching the gameplay for a while, so I figured, you know, there was a mini-map. Sorry, gosh, I just can't talk today. But when you call them UAV, I guess across all modes there's no mini-map. I haven't seen Spec Ops yet, or campaign, which I don't imagine there'd be a mini-map in the campaign. But, you know, after a bit of the 20v20 mode, it crashed as well. After we saw about 6 minutes of the 20v20, it crashed and they couldn't get it back up. And we had to sit there and listen to these fucking guys talk for ages. Ages. Oh my god. They kept interviewing people, and they interviewed some football player, and that fucking guy. I don't have any footage of it, but she's like, so you've been playing Modern Warfare? I mean, she's like, so you like Call of Duty? He's like, yeah, I just play Modern Warfare 2 all the time. You know, Firing Range and and Nuketown, those are my favorite maps. And nobody fucking called him out on it. He kept, like, piddling his way through the interview. He's like, she's like, oh, how much you play, you know, a week? You know, how many hours? He's like, 7. I play 7 hours a week. And he acted like it was so badass. Anyways, it was just funny. It was just funny. But, you know, They informed us that after it crashed, they informed us that they would be moving straight into the 2v2 gunfight bracket, which is like all the streamers and stuff playing, in the gunfight bracket, 2v2, and then they'd move to the next one. Like and everybody would end up facing each other. And, I held on for a little bit to see if it was going to crash again. Well, it didn't, that I know of, and then I left. There was no way in hell I'm going to watch any more of that boring ass 2v2 mode. That is seriously some of the most boring fucking shit I've seen in Call of Duty history. Like, they showed it off for the first part, where Courage JD was screaming his fucking head off, and I was bored. I didn't finish it. I got bored quick. So, it is very worrying that in a controlled environment provided by the money man that is Activision, the game crashed trying to run the bigger modes. They also said that this was an earlier build of the game, which also gives me worry, especially, 3 months from launch? They don't have the final build ready to go. It looks like Call of Duty, for some reason lately, have not been finished. So, I guess just keep an eye on it, you guys. So, wrap up. The game looks about what we expected it to look like. There were some neat things they showed off. The September 12th open beta, you can pre-order for early access. I think if you pre-order for early access, it starts on the 12th. But if you want to jump in the open beta, it starts on the 14th. So don't pre-order for 2 extra days. Come on. If you don't like what you see and you want to try it, don't fucking pre-order. And if you are, do not pre-order on the stores. Microsoft Store and PlayStation Store and Switch Store. I'm just kidding, not Switch Store. But don't pre-order on there because you'll spend $60 for a fucking beta. Go to GameStop, go to Best Buy, go to Walmart, and put $5 down on this motherfucker and try out the beta. And if you don't like it, cancel. Do not feel locked into your pre-order. Cancel. It's important. There were some changes that will take getting used to, like the mini-map, that kind of stuff. But I'm overall excited and cautiously optimistic. I'll leave you guys with the same reminder I always do when it comes to Call of Duty. It is Activision and the Call of Duty YouTubers' job to artificially inflate your hype to keep you buying Call of Duty. It's their money. It's where they make their money. So make your own judgment. The open beta. Play the open beta. Wait on reviews. Remember that the game crashed in a controlled environment. Be smart consumers, guys. Make your own choices. Do not listen to everybody hyping it up saying it's the best fucking Call of Duty because they say it every fucking year. Every year. They say it every year. Best Call of Duty. And then in about 3 months, they'll be shitting on it until the next Call of Duty comes out and they get flown out. Be smart consumers. Be smart consumers. And have a nice fucking day.